day. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a beautiful day. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hello and thank you for joining me on today. I'm your host, Tammy Tubbs, and I'm telling you, it's a great day to be alive. May, for me, is one of those months where I dread, literally. I have to be honest in this moment. I just really dread the month of May along with some other months because it's Mother's Day. And it seems like everyone is celebrating their mother and they're pulling on you and you have roses and flowers and all of these things. So I had to bring some strength on today. I had to bring some motivation and some encouragement. My mom, Carrie Thomas, is going to empower you, inspire you, and I do believe that she just really just going to be her, just love on you today.
Amen.
I needed her today to kind of encourage me because many of you know, after losing my two sons within 2 months of each other, within 2004 and 2005, if you've ever lost a child, it can be very hard or detrimental. So I just needed some energy on today, somebody to kind of push me through. And I do believe that she's going to do that for you. So Mom, give you a high five and just say, thank you for being who you are in my life. I
Thank
tell
you.
you. A mother's job is never done, is it?
Amen. Never. Even when they leave the house.
Yeah. One thing that you all do more than anything, you stay praying for your children.
Amen.
You know. And I just want to say thank you for praying for me, loving on my brothers. It was 4 of us. Was it easy?
Oh, no. It wasn't easy. But when God teach you how to do it, trying to do it my way, it wasn't easy.
Yeah.
But when I started learning, God started downloading and teaching me how to do it his way.
Mm-hmm.
Like the lady, your first guest, when God give you that wisdom.
Yes.
When I was reading the book of Solomon.
Mm-hmm.
And when God asked Solomon what he wanted, and he told him wisdom to learn how to rule the people.
Yeah.
So I asked him for wisdom to learn how to pray and love people and my children, all that special life.
Yeah. You know, I just wanted to say thank you. And I released something in an early segment. I don't think you ever knew.
Mm-hmm.
And when I said it, I saw the shift. But I wanted to just say thank you, you know, for loving me because you were a young mother when you had me.
Yeah.
And in the world that we live in right now, people make options. They
Right.
either abort or they give their child up for adoption. And one of the things that I fought early on, I probably was in my teens and it carried on for a while until I had my first son.
Mm-hmm.
And when I had my first son, we called him Moo Moo. That's when my deliverance really came where I had to really say, you know what? I just want to tell my mom thank you. And I was in North Carolina and I think I called you just to say I love you. And you was like, is you all right? Is something
Yeah,
wrong?
I remember
And I'm
that.
like, no, I just wanted to say I love you. But it was because I had experienced a devastation early on when I was younger. Sometimes kids, we can hear things
Right.
and it takes a toll on you.
Right.
And so when I heard something, you know, that someone had said, it did something to me as a child.
Right.
And so growing up all those years until I had my child and I heard God speak, because I thought I was a mistake. I thought that I wasn't good enough or, you know, being that you were an accident.
Right.
And I was just like, okay. So I carried that for years and years. And then once I had my son, it was like a new birthing came
Right.
out of me. And when I called you, you began to minister to me. I don't know if you could feel what I was going through because mothers, you know, y'all know. So I again wanted to just tell you publicly before everybody, thank you for not aborting me. Thank you for not putting me up for adoption. Thank you for just loving me as bald-headed as I was with no hair.
Yeah.
One little string in the top of my head. So I just want to say thank you so much. But this segment is kind of to help some mothers who are going through.
Right.
Some maybe single mothers or could be some mothers who, you know, who are married. But just to give them some wisdom, how do you really mother, you know, your children or get them to the point where you just say, you know what, I'm going to do the best that I can and Lord, you do the rest. How did you do that?
I had to learn to love in spite of.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how God loves us, in spite of. Because all of us have faults. You can raise your children the best you know how, but the main thing, you got to live the life before them.
Yeah.
You can talk it, because the Bible said if be hearers of the word and not doers of the word, you're deceiving yourself. It's the same way in the natural.
Yeah.
I can I can teach my children. I can take them to church, tell them about the Bible. But if I ain't living it, because children don't listen to what you're saying. It's what they see.
Yeah.
And most children gonna take on what they see a parent do in that household.
In the house. It tells a story.
It tells a story. That's why you got to live the life you are proclaiming far as God is concerned. And that's what I tried to do. And I remember one time one of my children checked me on something. And after that, I sit down. And I have all of them to sit down. And I apologize. As parents, we got to learn to apologize.
So it's okay to apologize to your children.
Yes. We all human. I was making a mistake. And I prayed about it, and God showed me what I was doing clearly. I asked him to show me clearly.
Can you share with those, because those people that are watching, like, what Miss Carrie did? What she did? What she had to apologize to her children for? Would you mind sharing?
Well, I think I've told you this. It's I would take y'all to Sunday school.
Yes, ma'am.
We didn't live too far from the church. But I wouldn't go.
You drop us off.
Drop you off.
But you made sure we were there.
Make sure you're there.
And you went back home to prepare for 11 o'clock service.
Right. So this particular Sunday, I was going to do the same thing. But I say everybody know him T, but I still call him Meechie. He was the baby. Lily something in the house. Y'all was all dressed, had you lined up on the sofa. Mama, what you making us go to Sunday school for? You don't go.
Just bad.
But he was right.
He was.
He was right. And I couldn't say anything. I took y'all on. And I didn't. I said, well, wait a minute, you right. And I got dressed. We were late getting there. But from that Sunday on, I always took my children and I went to Sunday school. But that just go back to what I was saying. That tell me right there. He was watching.
Right.
You, Emmett, and Willie probably was too, but y'all probably was too afraid to say anything. But if somebody them
we just pushed him up to say it. You
y'all
tell
did.
the baby. The baby will say whatever, because y'all won't do nothing to the baby. Somebody feel what I'm talking about. It's like I'm gonna let the baby child get away with everything. But for the most part, I want to ask this question. So God can even use your children sometimes to speak to you. Do you agree with that?
Yes. But we got to listen. And we got to be honest with ourselves. I mean, are they right? And there's nothing wrong with going back and saying, I'm sorry, you was right.
Yeah.
We expect so much out of them. They expect that out of us.
Yeah.
We got to do what's right in the sight of God, not man.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm so glad God looks at the heart. Being a parent, even if you're single, it's not easy. But if you do what that Bible says, I believe everything in that Bible.
Amen.
Because I was reading the scriptures. This was a life change in my life. When I read Luke 9:23. And that talk about if you want to be a disciple of God, you got to deny yourself.
What does deny yourself mean?
You can't do what you want to do. You got to do what God say do. And first your children, a lot of time I was tired. All three of them was in sports. You was too. I get out of work at 4, got to go where the more I pick y'all up. I mean, and a lot of time I go in the store to get something for myself, end up buying
for your children.
For your children. But in that scripture, the word deny, but what jumped out at me, it said daily.
Daily.
Daily. And we as parents, sometimes we miss that. We don't feel like it all the time. And even if you don't do it, it's a way we're supposed to talk to our children.
Right.
Boy, get out my face. That's wrong.
What does that do to a child when you yell at them, scream at them, or even, like you said, boy, get out of my, what does that do to a child?
It's tearing their self-esteem down. And then, if they brought up like that all their life, when they have children, that's what they're going to do. It carry over. So that's why we have to pray for our children. Keep them covered in prayer.
Yeah. And
you ain't got to let them know you're praying for, but it's good to pray with them sometimes.
Right.
And just like when y'all was growing up, and especially the boys, I always would pray, Lord, send your labors into their life. Because sometimes I feel like they're listening to me. And somebody you know they'll listen to.
So would you say it takes a village to raise your children?
Yes,
That
it does.
you've had some help along the way to make sure that we were in the right place at the right time to receive what we needed to receive. You
Yes.
couldn't do it by yourself.
No.
Of course, Daddy was there, but this is a Mother's Day segment, so
Right.
we're talking about mothers, and I'm celebrating my mom. Dad, you'll have your time, Father's Day, June, but it takes a village
It
for
does.
those that are
It does. And
watching.
even if you disagree with a person, don't do it in front of that child.
Mm-hmm.
And if you got disagree in love.
Yeah.
Then you sit down and you talk to your children. And I'm telling you, it do. And God answered that prayer. Every last one of them. God sent somebody in their life. No, I asked God to send his labor, not who I wanted. And because I was young at that time, I would try to tell God what I wanted. But as I got more into his word and read his word, I realized it ain't about me.
Mm-hmm.
It really taught me my trials and tribulations. It really taught me how to trust God. It didn't happen overnight, because a lot of times I would ask God for something. I wanted him to do it the way I wanted him to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But I found now, God gonna do what he know what is best for me.
Looking back, what was some of the challenges that you had raising 3 boys particularly and 1 girl? I think I was a good girl.
You were.
You know, but those that are watching right now, you may have some sons, and my brothers were great guys. You know,
Yeah.
I really can say they were really great guys. They were well-mannered, very respectful, academically smart. You know, they were scholar athletes. But like all guys, you know, they have challenges like most people, you know. So just looking back, what was that one time where you really had to say, Lord, I trust you? You know, maybe we were younger, knee-high to a duck, or you felt overwhelmed with the sacrifices you were making. When was that time where you really literally can look back and say, God kept you?
Well, I'm not gonna call it name. One of them was just headstrong. One, he just loved it girls. Other one, he was a people pleaser. He was following the wrong peoples. And I knew it wasn't gonna end up good. And more I talk, like the worse they got, especially when they got to be teenagers and learn how to drive and stuff.
Yeah.
So that was really, one of them was a breaking point, because they had left and went to college. And the situation I went through with him, really what drove me to Christ. I went to church all my life, went to Sunday school and everything. I knew of God. It's a difference when you know him.
You got an intimate relationship.
That's right.
You had an encounter. Wait, Mom, you know what? Because I feel like you about to preach. Y'all wondering where I talk a lot. It comes from a mama, like mother, like daughter. We're going to come back after this quick commercial break. I know y'all are enjoying Miss Carrie. Y'all reflecting back on some great times, some things that she said to you. But we're going to come back after this commercial break, and we're going to allow you to share some more wisdom. Is that okay?
That's fine.
All right, high five. All right, you guys, we'll be right back after this quick commercial break. Stay tuned.
Yeah, such a beautiful day.
Tell you, I am so excited what God is doing in her life. He's like kicking her, pushing her. She's retired, so he's pulling her out of the shell. And I just really felt led of God to allow this opportunity as a special Mother's Day segment to just share who she is as an individual, who she is as a mother, and more importantly, who she is as God's child. And I'm just really like in awe because, Mama, I'm telling you, you are the epitome of what we say a virtuous woman.
Well, thank you.
We are proud
Thank
to
you.
say that you are our mother. We love you. And I know if my brothers were here, you know, they would probably give you all kind of accolades and money and flowers and all those kind of things. Hint, hint.
I
But, you
receive
know,
that.
so we just wanted to just take this time just to let you know that we love you. And we want you to love on some other mothers right now.
Amen.
Let's jump back into this conversation as God was just giving you wisdom of in regards to just sharing with some mothers specifically that are out there. You talked about some of your challenges of dealing with your kids and how we have to apologize to them. How important is it for us to teach our children to respect others and to make sure that they are being respectful at all times? Because you never know who's watching you.
That's right. It is very important to respect others. Although I know with one of my children, I believe it was you,
Oh, Lord.
something happened at the school out there. They accused you of doing something. And I know my child, and I know you. You always had a high standard. And you're more like your grandmother and Lady Rye. You're going to stand up. But when you
Right.
came home and told me about it, I went out there. I didn't run all over that principal. I forgot his name. I just told him, thus saith the Lord. And I told him that it wasn't me. I realized now it was God. Tammy didn't do this.
Right.
And as I was walking out and we had a talk, the secretary there told me, no, she didn't do this.
Miss Vivian Curry.
Miss Vivian
I
Curry.
never forget that.
But that let me know right there, God was answering prayers. As parents, it's so important for us to confess the word of God over our children. I learned that a long time ago. I guess I got so many little notebooks. As I was cleaning the other day, ran across one. I would write letters to God for my children. I put his word on. Now, God is a man. He don't lie. He can't lie.
Amen.
That's what it said in Numbers. And I learned that a long time ago. That's when I start writing letters to God. And when I run across one and I see God and answer prayer, I check it off and read. You know, red is the blood.
Yeah.
So I always, my first book ever, little book, notebook I ever wrote, was the first scripture I ever learned. Isaiah 54. I believe it was 17. It said,
Yeah.
God is now that's number, but it was saying, my children are taught of the Lord.
Yes, ma'am.
And great is their peace. And I just started confessing the word of God. I said, no weapon formed. I put y'all name it. Tammy, Emmett, Willie, T.
Will not
No
prosper.
weapon formed gonna prosper.
Right.
And even with my grandchildren now, great grandchildren, I write God letters and I confess the word over. And no, it might not have what I wanted to have, but I know it's gonna happen.
Amen. I want to just say this because I had forgotten about that. But as a mother, and many times when I was growing up, people would say, you just like your grandmama lady. And so you were more mild-mannered and quiet, not knowing that you were praying behind the scene. Well, with her, she was that go-getter, slice them, dice them. I'm going to tell you how it's going to be. So that's how I took on that demeanor.
Amen.
So I vividly remember that this was my senior year in high school. And it came down to the wire of being the val or salutatorian of our school.
Right.
And what I was accused of, I knew that I did not do it.
Right.
And so I was disappointed. I was hurt, devastated. And I came home and I told you, and instantly, now I'm gonna be honest, I was like, Mama ain't gonna do nothing. She ain't gonna say nothing. Grandma Lady probably gonna have to go up there and set that school up, you know. That was my way of thinking. But you like, what happened? I'm going up there and you did. It was like a whole nother person came on the inside of you. Now that I am a mother, I know what happened.
Amen.
You covered your child. You let me
Right.
know I got your back.
Right.
I'm going to protect you. I'm going to stand up for you. And when a child knows that you will stand up for them, that you'll protect them and you'll go to the bat to defend them, that did something to me. I was like,
Amen.
I don't have to say anything. My mama took care of this. And I remember you saying, show it to me. Show it to me in black and white. If you can't show it to me in black and white, it didn't happen.
Amen.
And it was settled. It was settled. So again, I just salute you and I say thank you for coming to my back, because I was just like, oh my goodness, what in the world is going on here? You know? So looking back, I didn't know. But again, I just say thank you. thank you for coming, stepping up to the back, because you walked those shoes and you walked tall that day. And you let everybody know, nope, I know my child. Now, and you did say, now, if you would have said she cursed you out or told you this, yeah, she did that. Because that was me before Christ. Thank you, Jesus.
Amen. Thanks you say, Lord.
So with that being said, how important is it for your child or children to know that you are there for them, that you're going to support them no matter what decisions they make, what road they may take, what mistakes they make? It's nothing like a mother's love.
It's very important. You know, you got to encourage them. Our children make choices sometimes. Mine's house I didn't agree with.
Mm-hmm.
But I sit them down and told them the pros and cons.
Yeah.
As parents, we have to weigh the pros and cons. And I was very bad about this when I was younger. It's my way or no way.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you remember that.
Mm-hmm.
But as I said, and when I got into the Word and let God start leading and guiding me,
Yeah.
it wasn't my way all the time.
Yeah.
Because I know with Emmett, I didn't, he was determined to go where Jackson State. I did not want him to go as far. But that's what I mean. I learned to trust God in that situation.
But even in that situation, God worked it for our good.
He worked it out.
He transitioned and moved you to a different level in him.
He
Because
did.
if it didn't happen, look back, you probably would have been right where you used to be traditionally.
Yeah,
so
man.
even in that, it's working for your good. You know,
That situation really worked it for my good.
Yeah.
It brought me to learn more, but it put me in a place where I could learn more about God and who
Amen.
God was.
Amen.
And what it was, what He'll do for us, and not only what He do, but who He really, really is.
So with that being said, would you agree that one night with the King changes everything?
Everything.
You know, you can know it, but when you have an encounter with God,
Amen.
your life changes.
It
I don't
does.
know how people can say, I've been a Christian for 30, but you still got a bad attitude. I can tell you who I used to be. Now it doesn't even faze me. I may get angry. Even Jesus was angry, but you know what? I let it go. I apologize and I let it go. So, you know, with parents, we get angry sometimes.
Yeah,
But you have to apologize.
That's right.
Make it right.
that's right.
Make it right. What wisdom would you say? We have only 5 minutes left. What wisdom would you give to a single parent right now? A mother who's at her wit's end. You know, money may be a little funny, but the blessing is still there. Maybe having to make some sacrifices, feel like I'm stuck. What advice would you give a single mother right now?
I would tell her, trust God.
Mm-hmm.
Get into that Word. You go to church. It ain't about peoples. It ain't about what you wear. I would tell a single mama, love your child.
Mm-hmm.
But you correct them, tell them what's right, tell them what's wrong. But do it in love.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't about you. And that's another thing. You can't dress any kind of way, especially in front of your boys and girls, mother. You got to set the example.
Amen.
You got to learn how to love. Because the Bible tells us with love we draw.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, nobody's going to respect you if you ain't respecting yourself.
Amen.
So I tell single parents all the time, hug on your child. Kiss, ain't nothing wrong in kissing them.
Mm-hmm.
And I know in a situation I was going
And
through.
tell them you love them.
I was just finna say.
Yeah.
Situation I was going through. My mama didn't hardly say nothing. I love you.
Mm-hmm.
But I ran into a beautiful white-haired lady. And I guess I was finna to her. And I know what she told me. She said, just hug that child and tell him you love him.
Yeah.
And that's what I started doing. Do you know God changed the thing? Right? He changed him, but He changed me also.
Amen.
But that was wrong with our parents. How many of you take time and tell your child you love them? How many times you take time and to encourage them? You're doing a great job. I'm proud of you. You just don't know what that'll do
Yeah.
to a child when you say, I'm proud of you.
Right.
Because I was just talking to my oldest son Sunday, and they just had their first baby. And he takes Sunday, his quality time, because it's workout time. And he was his wife was driving around. He did the camera, did a selfie. And I texted him back. I said, Emmett, I'm so proud of you.
Yeah. And with that being said, your presence versus presence.
Right?
Is it important for us to be present with our children, quality time versus just sending money and gifts?
No.
Tell us a little bit about that.
You need to spend time with your children. If you work all the time, take a Saturday. Do something with them.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of parents expect their children to pay. No. If they working, teach them how to work.
Mm-hmm.
Teach them how to save their money.
Mm-hmm.
Teach them how to buy. I learned at a young age, is this a need or is a want?
Yes, ma'am.
Because I used to be very material.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to teach them their values.
Yeah.
Because that son gonna marry somebody's daughter. If you
Mm-hmm.
never taught him how to take care, it's just sad.
How to cook and clean.
Clean.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I taught my 3 sons how to help their wife. I told them, I said, when y'all get married, y'all gonna help y'all wife. You gonna love them. And I said, you're gonna be the man of your house. But if you don't set no boundaries and don't show them how to do nothing, they don't know it.
Absolutely.
Because I got a friend, she always complaining about her child. I said, it's your fault. Because I grew up with you never did teach her how to do anything.
You know you were being a Titus 2 woman right there, right? Mom, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you.
Well,
You walking in your purpose. And as women, sometimes you have to tell your friends or co-workers, whoever, it's your fault.
That's right.
That's what he's doing, what you taught him. If you didn't teach them nothing, guess what? They ain't gonna produce nothing. That's as simple as it gets. So if you could look at your young version of you, one word that would describe the old Carrie and Miss Carrie, because time is leaving us right now.
I said, encourage. God have taught me how to encourage without being angry.
Wow. Wow.
Now, the old me used to be very angry.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not angry anymore because I trust God.
Amen.
And I know He said it, He gonna do it.
Amen.
So now I learn how to be patient and wait on God and stop trying to do things my way.
You preaching, Mom. We only got 30 seconds. I'm going to let you preach to Facebook. Well, you guys, I know you have thoroughly enjoyed my mom, Miss Carrie Thomas. I know I definitely have. Well, once again, I want you to know that I love you. God bless you. Remember, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. They may plot, but I guarantee you, God won't let it hurt
Amen.
you. I love you. God bless you. And I'll see you next time on The Tammy Tubbs Show. Until then, be blessed. And happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. Spend some quality time with those that you love. And most definitely celebrate your mom. And if she's not here, cherish the memories. God bless you. And I love you.
It's a beautiful day. Yeah, yeah.